I can think of is, you come out of a family, and you have, how many sisters?
I have 4 sisters.
You have 4 sisters.
Yeah.
One is immediately younger than you,
Yeah.
and in Sebastian River High School.
17.
What effect has this had on all of them?
I didn't think I would, affect them really as much as I thought it has done. I mean, my sister has been through, a lot, and she's the type that she's stronger than I am. I feel like, in situations that she can deal with things, and, and I just feel like she has been through a lot. She would come home from school crying, days after my arrest in February, and she just had to deal with a lot, and I feel like she's, they've all 4 of them, even the baby, my 3-year-old sister, they've been through a lot. It sucks that they, kids in middle school are talking about it and saying the things they say nowadays, my sisters are in middle school, 8th and 7th grade, and they've been through a lot with the situation too, so. Okay,
when you say been through a lot, what sort of things have they been through? Have people been mean or what?
Can I say what? There was a few, I think it was a boy who came up to my sister,
Your older sister?
My 12-year-old sister in middle school,
huh.
And said something about your sister's, a rapist, and she said, well, why would you say that? And she's like, well, Miss Lori told us that she was that Kaitlyn Hunt was a rapist, and to me, I think that's so inappropriate to talk about with a 12-year-old. They're 6th and 7th and 8th grade, and they just, I think that's just wrong to say, and for an adult to go to a 12-year-old or even to talk about that in front of them, I think it's wrong. So my sister, she came home, she was upset, she's had to go to the office a couple times about certain kids, I think it's just an emotional thing for them that their big sister's in jail, and it's publicly, it's huge publicly, and they've had to deal with some people, just nag on them about things, so.
Right, yeah. Well, somewhat to play off of what you just said, if we go back to the original relationship you and your girlfriend at the time, CS, okay. Do you feel like that was mutually consensual? Was there one person stronger than the other, or we just all
No, I definitely think it's 100% consensual, We both felt the same way about each other, It was never like one person was like, oh, I feel more for you, or I feel less for you, so.
Well, this whole thing, I realize has been a huge lesson for you, to say the least, but if we set kind of you aside for a moment and look at it from maybe the general public's point of view, and that would be that the case has, hopefully declared to them that there is a law, whether you like it or not, there is a law, in light of kind of where we are today in society and kids and teenagers and all this stuff, do you think they get it?
Do I think they get it? I really don't, because I feel like I said before, there are a lot of high schoolers in middle school, 8th to 12th grade, they just were not educated on dating laws. There's nobody standing in front of us saying, this is, dating a 14-year-old is wrong if you're 18. It's like nobody talks about that kind of stuff, in high school. It's just like, I feel like it's just everybody is so, it's normal to everybody. Like I said, there's multiple people that I know in school that were, same age difference as me and CS.
So even though we had all this huge publicity,
yeah.
I mean, seriously huge publicity, astounding amount of publicity, you still,
well, I think now,
a lot of you out there not getting it. They kind of maybe know in the back of
the train's down.
they know, but maybe still just saying
I think
no
they
to that.
have like a better understanding about the laws now because of how public, my case was. But, I still think kids aren't educated enough to, I feel like a lot of parents now are probably educating their kids on dating laws because they don't want their children to get in the same position I'm in, so.
Well, part of the modern society and the way things are today is that it seems like, openness about gay or lesbian relationships or same-sex relationships, however you express them, I think are a little bit more acknowledged these days. I don't know if they are in general, but it seems like very different from when I grew up.
Yeah.
Okay?
I would definitely say it was different, yeah.
So at least that's happened. You know, in, in that regard, do you, are there any vestiges of kind of the old ways still around? Do you feel like that some vestiges of kind of how it used to be viewed still came to bear in your case?
Yeah, I think there's always those people that are either for or against something, and there's plenty of people out there that still said gay and, gay relationships are wrong.
Right.
But then there's others that are more,
Right. But I mean, some would say, well, in this case, it was purely just a matter of age. Did it have anything to do with sex? Okay. Do you feel that is the case, or was it different?
No, I do not feel like it was the age at all. I mean, from people's
I feel like
opinion,
that. Right.
and yeah, that might have been theirs, but to me, no, I do not feel like it was an age thing, because if it was an age thing, like I said, her parents wouldn't be allowing her to date an 18-year-old boy, so.
Pardon?
I just feel if it was about age, her parents wouldn't be allowing her to date an 18-year-old boy right
Is she now?
Yes, she's dating him now.
Oh, wow.
So,
Interesting, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Wow. Anything you feel like you wanted to hear?
One thing you had said that this started because it was two female relationship, and that's kind of how it turned into a witch hunt, I guess, so to speak. Kind of. Anyway, some people would see that and agree with it, and there's another group that would say you got off light because if it was an 18-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl, the punishment would have been much stiffer. What do you think? What do you say to those people who say, well, you got off light because you are a female?
Everybody's case is different, so, and I've had plenty of friends that have been in trouble lately within the last year for the same exact thing. My friend just got, a long sentence for this, and, so I don't think I got off easy. I feel like it was just everybody's case is different, so, everybody has different, circumstances, and different things happen, and it's just different. I don't feel like, I would still say I would want to change the laws for everybody, not just females. It's for males and females. So.
If this case had gone to trial,
Mm-hmm.
and it had ended up in a courtroom with people sitting there in witness stands and all that stuff, and, at some point in time, CS would have probably been put on the witness stand.
Yeah.
How do you think that would have been?
Now it's hard to say because I just don't know. From just how everything's played out with her parents and, them just forcing her to just do a lot of things in this case, I don't know really, what she would say and how she would feel. She would be scared to say something or, pressured into saying something that she didn't want to say, so I'm not really sure. But I know that she would agree with it being a consensual relationship. I never would think twice that she would say something else. So.
Okay, so it would have been hard for her as for you, but you feel like that she would have agreed that it was a consensual relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I think that kind of.
What would you say to any high schoolers, having gone through this now, what would you say to any high schoolers, maybe upperclassmen that are dating lowerclassmen? What advice would you give them?
I would definitely say to probably make sure the parents were okay with them dating and making sure they allowed the consensual relationship to go further. I would definitely say that, and just to be careful who you trust and just stuff like that. It's just really hard now for me, after how it's played out, just to trust the person you're with, and you just got to get to know them and know their family and see where they come from and how everybody feels about the situation. So
your advice then is, if you're a teenager out there and in a situation where you think might be questionable, you really need to go get with parents and say, look, here's what's going on. No lack of clarity here. Here's what's happening. What do you think?
Yes, I would 100,000% say that.
Well, it's a hard-won lesson.
Yeah.